Many state houses do have domes, but there's about a dozen in the country that do not, and Ohio is one of them.
And because of that, the Ohio Statehouse can seem a little odd looking at first.
We have, by definition, a cupola. It's flat on top on the exterior.
The perfect accent to such a grand example of Greek Revival style. Or so they thought in 1839 when construction started. But by the time it came to do the interior, Roman was all the rage. So one got stuffed into the other. And Statehouse storyteller Greg Dodge shows how this created a wonderful opportunity.
You know, as we look up and we look at the interior dome, there's a space between the dome, the interior dome, and the cupola. And that, of course, is an observation deck that's not been open to the public since the 1930s. However, we're going to take you up there today. Now, here's the staircase on the way up, and a step back in time. So, Bob, we're traveling about 72 steps from the third floor. It's going to get narrower, and we're going to travel along the side of the rotunda to the top of the cupola. And here we are on the first level of the observation deck. We begin to see the curvature of the interior dome to our right.
140 years ago, the only building in the U.S. that could take you this high above street level was the U.S. Capitol.
Back in those days, I mean, you wouldn't dream of getting up that high unless you came to a building like this. Downtown Columbus consisted of, you know, a simple little pattern of buildings that were no more than 2 or 3 stories.
In fact, it wasn't until the Levesque Tower came along in the 20s that the Statehouse Cupola relinquished its crown as the tallest point in Columbus. By that time, thousands had literally left their mark on the People's House.
What we're looking at now is graffiti that's been left since 1996.
A tradition that began in 1861 continues to this day.
And it's the only time that you could deface state property without the fear of arrest by an Ohio Highway Patrol trooper.
Most of the oldest graffiti was painted over in error during the 1996 restoration. But the wooden benches are still a reminder of the days when a Sharpie was your penknife.
So we too want you to leave your mark and sign your name.
Happy to. After all, when in Roman Dome. Inside and out, what's on top is another reason that ours is a signature Statehouse. At the Statehouse, Bob Kendrick, ABC 6 on your side.